Good morning, everybody, and again, I apologize for July 2nd, and we're still here in Trenton, as probably June 30th was our deadline to leave, but I think this was kind of important. As I talked when I first got sworn in on a couple of issues of education, and one of them was about making college more affordable, and that's one of the things that's important. And aside from being affordable, we also try to make it accessible to everybody. Last year, I think we had a great step forward as we gave tuition equality to certain residents of the state of New Jersey that were undocumented, which was the right thing to do. So I commend the governor for signing that into law. But we this year tried to put them to get parity and equal opportunity to be able to get grants, to be able to make college affordable for them. We actually put it in the budget. That was line item vetoed, and that's why we're here today with Assemblyman Gary Schaer, our budget chairman, and Assemblyman Gordon Johnson that has been fighting this fight for a while. It's something that I think is the right thing to do with the legislation, to put it out there and make sure we make college affordable to everybody. That is our future. We want to make sure that our dreamers and all their dreams are fulfilled. And I think it's just the right thing to do. The equality took 10 years to do. I don't want this to be 10 years. I want this to be done now, because now is the time that we have to move forward. Our future is our children, and their dreams and hopes should be the same as what my kids were able to get, because they were here of no reason of their own. And this young man that's standing to my left, John Carlos, has been a great advocate, and he actually has brought to light and really taken up a torch that really is commendable of what he has done to bring it to light to us, and for us to fight a fight that is just the right thing to do. As immigration, you hear nationally, is what is being talked about. This is part of it, that we want to make sure that we educate these kids. These kids are spending dollars here, they live here, they actually now getting tuition equality. They should be afforded the rights to make college affordable to them. So with that, I want to introduce John Carlo, a young man that has been leading a fight, and he actually won't take no for an answer. So I really appreciate that. John Carlos?
Thank you so much, Speaker Prieto. Thank you so much, Assemblyman Schaer and Assemblyman Johnson, two champions with Speaker Prieto who have really been pushing forward on this issue, and the whole Assembly for really always being willing to listen and help us out with everything that's going on. My name is Giancarlo Tello. I'm the youth program organizer for New Jersey Working Families Alliance. We're a coalition of progressive labor, community, and environmental groups that have been working on issues such as in-state tuition for a number of years. As the speaker mentioned, this did not only start last year. It's been an ongoing battle for over 10 years. It's been an ongoing battle for equality for over 10 years. Some of you may know I am an undocumented student, but there are many more like me. I was fortunate enough to begin my schooling here in New Jersey, from first grade, second grade to third grade, elementary school, middle school, high school. It was not until my high school sophomore year, through driver's ed class, that I found out that I was undocumented. That's when I found out the limitations that I would have, that I was not eligible for in-state tuition rates, which is $10,000 more at Rutgers. I was not eligible for financial aid, federal or state. I was not eligible for a license. I was not eligible to work legally, and essentially I was not eligible for the American dream. But I learned about civic engagement, social activism, and I started advocating for something called the Federal Dream Act in 2010. Unfortunately, Senate Republicans filibustered the Senate Federal Dream Act that year. But what I learned was that, maybe not a lot of things could get done federally, but at least at the state, we have a lot of great champions here. And as New Jersey, we could own something, we could pass something. So last year, with allies, with partners, with New Jersey Dream Act Coalition, with New Jersey United Students, with Anak Bayan, with Wind of the Spirit, and with a lot of our legislative champions, many of whom are here today, we're able to pass a first part of the New Jersey Dream Act, the in-state tuition. However, Governor Christie last year, while campaigning, promised full equality, and he vetoed the state aid portion of the New Jersey Dream Act. That is not full equality. Full equality is not when we both get to pay $10,000, but you get $5,000 in extra aid, despite both of us paying the same amount of taxes. He promised full equality, and that's what we're here to demand today. and as long as this campaign goes forward. We saw him yesterday at his town hall, calling him out on his veto of it again. He's breaking his promise to the Latino and immigrant community. He is pandering for a Republican primary to run for president when he should be worrying about New Jersey voters. I'm very grateful to be here. I'm very grateful to have such strong champions. And I would like to take a moment to introduce Assemblyman Schaer, Chairman of the Budget Committee, who's been one of our strongest champions and advocates in the Assembly as well.
Thank you, Giancarlo. Let me first compliment you on the exceptional role that you've been undertaking from the get-go on this vital issue. And to the Speaker, my appreciation, of course, for his confidence in my chairmanship of the budget and the leadership which you have mastered so often and so many times. I'm sorry. I've yet to master a telephone, Speaker. But appreciate on so many levels the leadership that you have taken and guided all of us in the Assembly on. As we just heard the Speaker say and Giancarlo say, this issue is so fundamental to the state of New Jersey, if not to the country as a whole. It's fundamental for any number of ways. From a very practical consideration, New Jersey undertakes the education of all of its children, no matter what their status, each and every year in our public school system. Tens of thousands of dollars are invested in each one of New Jersey's children, as it should be. However, after grade 12, it stops. We've heard from the governor most recently in terms of his comments about budget sustainability. Perhaps one of the issues that we should be examining with the governor's good graces as well is the sustainability of an economy which provides, allows, encourages students, whatever their status, to attend our public schools, to invest tens of thousands of dollars each and every year into their education, and yet to stop them, to prevent them in terms of college tuition. Why? Because costs are egregiously high. That becomes another issue which I know my colleague, Assemblyman Riley, is tackling with Assemblyman Crine in terms of college affordability. But right now the issue is not only affordability, it is also one of equality and allowing and providing and encouraging the intellectual growth and development of each and every one of New Jersey's students. That is what is so very vital for us, and that becomes one of the key messages out of today's presentation. We thank you all for being here. I'd also like to acknowledge, if I may, Patrick Nolan from AAUP-AFT, as well as Lucy Millerand from URA-AFT, and thank them for their support and the support of so many of our college presidents, university presidents, as well as professors, staff members, and faculty members of our colleges and universities who firsthand understand and recognize the tremendous importance of providing an educational opportunity to each one of our students. It is unfortunate that the governor vetoed that portion of the budget which would have allowed and provided for not a financial expansion of TAG funds, but rather a reallocation of TAG funds. There was not a new dollar provided in the budget as we had presented to the governor under the Speaker's leadership, not a new dollar that would have been provided, but rather reallocating those dollars so that more New Jersey children and young adults could benefit. That becomes the overriding message. In terms of the sustainability of our economy, in terms of how we practice now and give funds for every New Jersey student, and most importantly, the promise of New Jersey's future in terms of taking advantage of the intellect, of the educational ability of these students, we are missing out and losing out. It is my pleasure to introduce Betty Diaz from New Jersey Tuition Equity for Dreamers Coalition, and to thank her and Giancarlo again, and so many of the Dreamers who are with us this morning, for their presence, for their solidarity, for their patience, for their commitment and dedication to making New Jersey a better place. Betty?
Thank you. Okay. My name is Beatrice Diaz. I am an undocumented student, and like many of my peers, I'm hoping for an equal chance at a successful life. At the start of my freshman year of high school, I was excited about clubs, activities, and making new friends and falling in love and so much more. I was a part of the top 15% of my class. And because of this, I would be able to be given free admission to our community college thanks to the New Jersey STARS program. All I needed to do was fill in those 9 digits of my security code. However, that is when I found out I would not qualify for any financial aid from the government. I was unable to apply for this program. Everyone talks about how wonderful college is, but when you're limited on resources, college seems unreachable. Having to pay thousands of dollars on tuition without any financial aid is difficult. Having to pay thousands of dollars on out-of-state tuition without any financial seems impossible. Even with the help of DECA and the in-state tuition, my family, and like many others, will not be able to attend college because of their economic standings. Although my family and many other American families pay taxes and work 40-hour jobs, we are unable to advance in our situations. This devastates me. I was discouraged, and even my mother told me to give up on school. All I had was a dream that would not come true. Around this time, the deferred action for childhood arrivals had come about, and the hope of being able to go to college had sparked up once more. Like many immigrants, my family's financial standings are not the best. So senior year, I was walking eggshells, applying for scholarships, only if they did not have the United States citizenship as is a requirement. Under the deferred action, I was able to join the workforce and take up a part-time job. I struggle with keeping my dream alive. On Monday, June 30th, after killing myself with AP classes, extracurricular activities, and a part-time job in evening college classes, I was able to accomplish something no one else in my family has done. I graduated from high school. And this upcoming fall, thanks to my family's support, scholarships, and my ability to work, I will be the first in my family to go to college as well.
I won't need an introduction. Good morning, everyone, and let me first thank Giancarlo for his tenacious work on this for the past 10 years or so. Let me also thank our speaker and our budget chair who made this and feel that this should be and is an important part of our budget. A budget reflects your priorities. And if you are a believer that you want everyone to realize this American dream, everyone should have access to a college education, everyone should have access to grants and fees that are out there, no matter where they're born, if they're educated in this state through 12 years of high school, if they've lived here, if America is their country and the only country they know, they should have access to the grants that are out there, and they should be entitled to realize what we call the American dream. And as prime sponsor of the law that allows dreamers to attend college at in-state rates, it is now time to take the next step forward. Being able to attend college even at in-state rates doesn't mean much if you can't afford it. We all know it is difficult to compete in today's job market without a degree or other specialized training provided by our community colleges. We all know families and students are being priced out of college education and tuition because of the increases that they experience every year. According to the College Board's annual survey of colleges, New Jersey's public four-year schools have the 4th highest average cost of tuition and fees in this country. New Jersey students, no matter where they're born, deserve the opportunity to excel, and they're being denied that now. They were brought here, educated here, as I said before, elementary, middle school, high schools. This is their home. So let us now invest in these people because they are our future. The dreamers are our future, a part of our future. And there's a lot of intellect, inventions, priorities, and what have you that socially and scientifically that may be missed out because these folks don't have the opportunity to get educated. So I'll close by saying thank you for allowing me to speak here today. And I will bring to the microphone Hector Martinez of the Wind of the Spirit. Hector, where is he? Where are you? There you are. Hector.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Hector Jairo Martinez. I am the son of a United States citizen, but I'm also considered an undocumented immigrant and a dreamer. I've been fortunate enough to qualify for DACA. However, when I graduated from high school in 2009, I was part of the 25% of my class. There was a point where I was asked to give a speech at the Wallenberg Awards in New Jersey, and they said, "What did you want to be?" I said I wanted to be 5 things. I wanted to be a doctor, a teacher, a philosopher, I wanted to be a yogi, and I wanted to be a biologist. However, because I didn't have a social security number, I had to jump over hurdles to even go to school. I had to turn down a lot of offers from colleges because I didn't have that. If I wanted to go to Rutgers University at that point, I would have had to pay $26,000, which is just about what my father made. So if I wanted to go to that school, my father would have to give me all of his income, live on the streets, and then somehow or another I would have to survive on air and sunshine. But I had to search for another place, and I found the CUNY system in New York. And for me, it broke my heart because New Jersey has always been my home. My family is here, and I had to go into the city every day to start at least trying to get an education. But since I couldn't quite afford it, I had to drop one semester, come back the other, drop one semester, come back the other. And you start to kind of give up a little bit on the things that are happening. But then when I come back home and then I see a lot of the work being done in New Jersey for the tuition equality, where then I was given the right to actually go to school at the same tuition fees, that meant that I would have to pay only $14,000, which is now half of my father's income, to go to Rutgers, which is one of the best schools in the country. And then if I wanted to go to my local community college, I would only have to pay close to 100 and some plus per credit. However, it's still out of reach for a lot of people because of rents and different things. When you give me the access to the financial aid, which I'm also paying into because I work in the state of New Jersey, it gives me an opportunity to make my dreams true, because a lot of us don't come from a background of a lot of wealth. We have the blessing enough of having food on our tables and having a roof over our heads, and to have the luxury to dream. And I know so many people that have given up on the idea of even going to school because they say, this is not for me, I can't afford it. I have to go out there and support my family. But I remember in my high school cafeteria, there was this giant mural that says, the foundation of its state is its youth. I am part of the youth of New Jersey. And like many of me, there are many other students that are giving up on their dreams because education is not accessible. And that's why we work so hard, and we're so grateful to every single person, no matter of what party or who they come from, supporting. Because to have an education means that you're seeing something more of a society, and you want to shape the state to be what you want it to be. And that's why I'm extremely grateful for all the work that is being done, and we all know that more needs to be done. So thank you, everybody, and blessings to all. Take care.